Só colocar uma imagem.
Eu acordei me sentindo eu hoje.
Que é da Assembleia.
Você acredita?
Hey. All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome
Eu fiz a minha parte.
to this another Sunday morning. So before we start, our announcements in 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks. Invite you everybody to join us to our General Assembly. That will happen on Sunday the 29th. It won't be here in our center. It will be in a different location, which is St. Andrews. It's a community center. It's near and dear to our hearts. We have done a few events there. So we'll be talking about our FSS as a community, what we're planning for the future, what we've done, and there's election, there's a bunch of a host of agenda items for us to share with you. And it won't be here again, it will be at St. Andrews. And of course there will be food, Italian food, to help us with the conversation. So I invite everyone to join us. So to start today, because we're going to talk about hope, there is a text about hope. So thank God for AI, right? Oh, it's so easy now. You just like create a side-by-side Portuguese and English.
I don't know if I thank God for AI yet.
Let's look at the bright. Let's have hope. All right, so the text for today is called Hope. And it's a book called Falando-te a Terra, or Speaking to the Earth, by Chico Xavier, by various spirits. So if the night has surprised you with a wounded heart or a mind scourged by bitter regrets, do not surrender to the pain that seems beyond remedy. While the shadows stretch along the road and the wind blows like a mournful cry of anguish, look up to the stars that shine in the heights and continue forward toward the coming of a new day. Can you not? Do your feet tremble under the burden of affliction? Have the fibers of your soul grown rigid so that you can no longer nourish a new dream? Raise a prayer to hope, the genius of light that allows us to foresee the immense future. Withdraw into prayer and hope will come. A gentle and tireless nurse, soothing your inner wounds and sustaining your fading energies. Heed its loving call and continue forward without faltering. Do not allow the numbing elixir of inertia or the corrosive bitterness of suffering to dull your spirit. Accept the suggestions of this friendly genius and reflect. You will feel within your own heart pains greater than your own, the fears of the deeply unhappy, the cancerous wounds of millions whom, until now, you had not been able to see. The ineffable consolation will descend from heaven upon your pain, calming your anguish. Inexpressible feelings will blossom in your spirit, and your arms will open to embrace the unknown sorrows of the humblest beings of the earth. Not everyone knows how to value this celestial virtue. Many turn it into the vinegar of impatience. My God, vinegar of I like that expression. It's a good call for patience. Or into mortal torment, transforming its blessing into daggers of illness. Happy, however, are those who preserve its sublime clarity in the depths of their spirit, for they will see the wisdom of time and through life acquire the science of peace. Wait, says the night, the day will return. Wait, cries the seed, the fruit will not delay. Wait, proclaims justice, and I will restore all things. Blessed, therefore, are those in the world who know how to learn, serve, and wait. So let us pray. With our hearts, our minds, our thoughts, our feelings, connected to God, to Jesus, our Master, to our guardian angels, and the entire spiritual team that help us in this time and help this community and this house, this place, continuing shining the light of Jesus, our Master, and the Spiritism. Let's be grateful again for one more morning that we are here, that we can reflect into this important virtue, which is hope, which seems more and more relevant and important to help us navigate, to help us endure the times that we are facing while incarnated on this earth. Be connected to God's wisdom, to God's will, to God's love, so that all our conversation and our talk be blessed, and we can continue applying all that knowledge into our hearts and our souls according to each one of us strengths, capabilities, and possibilities. God, Jesus, and the spiritual team bless us, guide us, enlighten us, so that we can have one more fruitful morning all together. So be it. Okay. Hope. Are we all hopeful? How important it is for us to nurture this aspect in our life, or this virtue, especially nowadays. The world that we're living in, it's in turbulence. There are so many things that are happening by the minute, by the day, right? And this virtue brings a solid foundation for all of us to continue moving forward, to continue with our nosso bom ânimo, or with our souls encouraged to keep going, and also to keep with the enthusiasm that is required for us to do the work internally, while everything surrounding us being in the micro level, family, friends, work, and the macro level with entire society, bombarding with so much information that sometimes can discourage us, right? So this lecture was based on, you might know, I'm a huge fan from Rossandro. He did an amazing talk about that. So I'm gonna bring a few pieces that he brought, talking about hope, and mixing with some other reflections and some other things that I'm going through. So hopefully I can share some of my thoughts on how I've been trying to nurture this virtue in myself. But to start talking about hope, I want to talk about who are we? Are we essentially good, or are we essentially bad or evil? In essence.
Good.
Good. Yeah. Why, you would say? It seems a very straight answer. But why? Why do you think we are essentially good? What is the logic behind we say we are essentially good?
We're created in the image of God.
Exactly. And if we know that God is supreme justice, is supreme love and good, and we are created by Him, by logical sense, we are good. Otherwise, it wouldn't make sense, right? But why do you think nowadays the evil aspect, the bad aspect, gets more attention? Why evil is louder than the good?
Because good is shy.
Good is shy. Yeah. What else? Even if we take more into media, right?
Bad
Social
things,
media.
They spread faster. That's
Spread
what,
faster.
Right, that's what you mean. Like,
Yeah.
the good news doesn't spread that fast.
It doesn't get a lot of attention, right? And the evil news seems to be more even sells, exactly, that's what a word. It sells more, right? It's like every time that something goes faster, and the good one doesn't seem to be a very worthy thing to be said or to be promoted.
It's also the way our brains are wired for survival. So it forces us to pay attention to what can kill us. So like we're good in a sense, like our essence is good, but we're wired to pay attention to bad.
Yeah.
That's a trap.
That's a trap, yeah. But that's a trap, but also a call for us to rewire then, right? And see how can we put more attention and put more energy towards the good, because we are essentially good, right? So Josandro brings one author. I don't know if you ever heard about Gustave Le Bon. Have you ever heard about him? So he wrote a theory called The Work of the Crowd, a study of the popular mind. So he goes with the premise that he thinks that society is essentially bad. We're bad. We're evil. And if we want to destroy society because we're evil, just shake it. Just make it swirled, and we are going to destroy ourselves. So what happened? Some folks like Hitler was one reader of Gustave Le Bon, and being based on this theory, he said, I'm going to start bombarding, right? I'm going to start shaking society, because if they're essentially bad, if I shake it, they are going to destroy themselves. Is that what happened? Because once even if Hitler started bombarded England, people started to help. Because even when there's a catastrophe or there's something bad happening, our essence speaks louder. And we won't, of course, there are always exceptions. But the majority, we will help. We will do our best. We will do whatever is up within our control to help and to help that society to recover itself, right? So it's not that theory was just in his head and it was proved wrong and continues to be proved wrong. Even with all of the things that are happening in our society, with some exceptions, we still, when there's something bad happening, there is that inner essence that will go to help. And we can even see what happens in catastrophes, right? If we take in the past what happened in Brazil, south of Brazil, when all the flooding, how the nation, how the states and everything come together to help in that catastrophe. I would dare to say that it's actually in that catastrophe is where our empathy is born. Our impetus of helping is where it gets even stronger, because we are compassionate to see when we see our sisters and brothers, our neighbors suffering, is when we go even above and beyond to help.
And that's like, if you go back to Hitler, like, and you check on Viktor Frankl, and pretty much all his theory is based, like, he was a psychiatrist and Jewish in concentration camps, and he just, after he leaves, he wants to prove the exact opposite, right? He says, like, in catastrophes, when there is no humanity, like, people are very degraded, that's where you see sparkles of, like, and you see the essence of good in people. And the way he describes that, it's mind-blowing when he says, like, you have nothing, and you have nothing to lose, and you don't become monster, as lots of theories says, that you just, like, you hate your neighbor, but it's exactly the opposite. People help out, and he saw a lot of hope, I guess, in concentration camps.
Yeah. So it helps us, even though if we bring into our own reality what we're facing now, even those things that the world is falling down, if we go by this logic, it's just a period that we're going through, but there is hope and increases our, like, okay, there are a few things that are happening, but in essence, we are going to get through this. And kind of keeps us building and keeps our hope muscles to every time bring this concept that we're essentially good, so we can trust that things will get better. Even though we might say, no, I don't think so, because things are so bad now. But even on the darkest times, that can be even from my personal, what are my Luis's darknesses point at this time, and also society and the world darknesses point, there is the essence of good that will emerge, and we will go through it.
Please, do you remember?
Yeah.
Do you remember when the boys were trapped in the cave? I don't know where it was.
Thailand.
Thailand. Yeah, that's true. And they said that one thing that helped them go through it is talking about what they're gonna do after they're out. So hope for them was
Handy to something.
Mm-hmm.
And meanwhile, you had rescue teams coming from all around the world, because it was very complex, and they were able, and they risked their lives. One of them even lost their life just to rescue them. So I think it's a very good symbolism of when you're trapped in that cave, that dark place, and you need to have, you need to think about the good things. Because if you think about the bad things, you're done.
And we're going to talk about the power of our minds to go both sides.
Yeah.
It's powerful both sides, to the good and to the bad.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say that when I get myself like super overwhelmed about things that I don't control and are going bad, for example, I really love to remind of the law of progress. Because that makes me think that even though everything seems like terrible and the world's like falling apart, it gives me hope that things are happening for a reason, and there's always like a good reason for that to happen for our progress.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that helps me.
It does, yeah. The divine mercy is one ingredient that keeps, I put that layer of mercy in everything that is happening, so I can kind of renew and increase my hope as well. Yeah. So we said that society, things spread very fast, right? For example, Rosanda was sharing in one day, it's like, oh, there's a news where a babysitter maybe hit a kid, right? And then that news spreads like so fast, and everybody starts thinking, oh my God, the world is, it's ending. How come an adult or a mom or a babysitter, whoever, has the courage or has the mindset to do something bad to a kid? And we get stuck into one news of one person that decided to take this act. But we don't look at how many more moms, dads, family, friends are giving their lives to their kids or to whomever, right? So we forget. We put a different perspective into one event and forget about the entire humanity, how moms and whoever caregivers are helping others to flourish and to survive. But that's on the society level. My question to us is, how can that same mindset reflect individually? How can one event in our lives, like Luis's life, takes control, and that one event becomes the thing, and I forget about all my 43 years old that I have right now in this earth, and I disregard everything. How do we do that in our individual level?
We anchor ourselves to one experience so that it defines everything.
Everything.
To the point that we can't literally move on from it, even though we think we have.
Yeah.
But it is impacting every single thing that comes from it.
Yeah. I like to use one example. It's like, okay, today we're here. It's like, yeah, I'm going to FSS today. They're going to talk about hope. I'm talking about hope. Very hopeful. Yeah, I embraced everything. And then I live here. Take my car, and everybody knows that I love driving 14th Street. And then I went there, and then I say, blah. Like, I lost my patience. I start swearing, and it's like, okay.
That's it.
That's it. It's like, I'm done, right? No more hope, or I don't deserve, or I'm not capable of doing anything, right? So then I take what Santo Agostinho suggests us on question 919. So I'm going to sleep. I put my best. I go, oh, Luis, you're there talking about hope. And you, as soon as you left FSS, you just did the opposite. Yeah, you have no solution. Like, you are fated to failure, right? But we forget about many other things that we have done right? I might have done something nice for my wife, for my family, for friends, or whatever. So exactly what you mentioned, we place ourselves and we crystallize ourselves in one event. And then we go into that level of, como fala exigência em inglês? Demanding. We're so restrict to ourselves and demanding to ourselves that one event takes the entire, my entire life. And then what happens to my hope? I was like, yeah, okay, maybe next incarnation, I'm done. Right? It's like procrastination at the level of...
It's the all or nothing thing.
I'm done. Yeah, exactly. Now I'm a failure. Or so it's important that we also, even though we like society is doing it, but we also need to be mindful if you're not doing to ourselves as well. And we're not putting those events as the only single event. I'm not saying that as well, that, okay, yeah, I'm gonna do everything wrong, it's fine. No, it's important that we assess. Say, oh yeah, Luis, you talk about hope, then you went to 14th Street, everybody was driving like crazy, and then, but what is that you are invited to practice? What is triggering me? What is triggering my anger? What is triggering why I hate to be there? So it's about that reflection. So next time, I promise I'm doing better. I was worse before, but I'm doing better when I drive there. But what am I doing to improve? So that self-awareness and knowing the darkness that is in me, it's part of the journey. It's part of my scope of work being incarnated here as well. So my message is how we do not take one or maybe two events that is happening in our lives that we might have made something not taking the best option, the best route, do not dominate what we are capable of, and we don't spread the evil in ourselves, because in essence we are good.
Luis,
Yeah.
specific comments. I know that we have to have this mindset, but what about people who has the evil in their mindset? And when you said, okay, but this is one specific case, what about the others? And people answer, okay, this is one that we are in the know. What about the others that we aren't? So people always think, okay, it's happening more and more and more, and evil is growing, and we have to try to speak, okay, calm down.
I think my reflection is the evil growing? I think that's the perception, because evil is louder, right?
Yeah.
But actually, I think and that's what I want to end this talk, but
You're ending now.
it's how are we feeding ourselves with that, and what is our role in society in contributing to good, not to evil. will not change whoever is thinking, the earth is fated to failure. We won't, if someone is thinking that way, we can change. We can't. We can only change ourselves. And we can only demonstrate by our examples how this earth is getting better. Even though some things doesn't seem like to.
There's no people who always watch news in Brazil and spread
It's-
evil every day, all the time,
Yeah.
and everything. And
Yeah.
people, okay, I'm afraid to go outside now.
I think that at this point, we can only control ourselves. I do my part of not spreading. What others will do, that's totally outside of our.
But I think
Of
there's
our
another
control.
point here too. Definitely, evil is louder,
Yeah.
that's for sure. But also because of the moments that you are going through, the planet is going through right now. So we are changing, right?
Mhm.
From provas e expiações to regeneração. Eu não sei.
Trials and expiations to
expiation.
regeneration. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the
So, and this is like kind of the last chance of a lot of spirits.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of spirits that yes, they are still needed to learn a lot, and they are more to show their evil side than their good side.
Mhm.
And we are seeing that a lot right now because of this moment.
Yeah.
So again, this is the mercy of God.
Yeah.
They are having a last chance to come
To come.
and to try to do better. So that's why right now it seems that, yeah, the evil is louder, but also there's a lot of spirits that's coming because it's their last chance.
So that's also why the reason that evil is louder too, because like evilness is coming, or I don't even know what to call evil, but like people with other
Ignorance will be a.
ignorance, but
Ignorance
like
is
when
the-
with the opportunity. So when you see like that we have lots of spirits with this last opportunity, then we can see how benevolent God is. It's just like, yeah, so, and at the same time that we see that there are lots of missionary spirits coming back.
Yes, also,
Like
yeah.
Joana de Angelis will come back, right?
Yeah.
Like whatever.
Emmanuel and all.
Emmanuel, they are
To
all
help, right?
preparing to
help.
come.
Yeah.
So it's about like what we can control is like let's not be impacted by what we see, but also like there is a plan there.
Yeah.
And I remember I was reading I forget the name of the books because they sound the same. The last one from Manuel Filomeno de Miranda, the one
Mhm.
from COVID, like planetary transition. And my goodness, when you read that and you see how COVID was kind of planned, like it's an outbreak, and like we had lots of suffering spirits in they call like city of justice that were for millennia or centuries there trying to fight against Jesus, and they are getting ready to either you come back, but these will go to another planet. Those people are coming back.
Yeah.
I think
We're
it's
not
a-
alone,
sorry.
right?
I think it's an opportunity for everyone. It's an opportunity for these spirits that is coming. Of course, the good ones, like they're coming on a mission. The ones that are more ignorant, they're coming as a last opportunity to grow. And also it's an opportunity for like us that's like not that ignorant, but we are also like has long way to evolve. Also the opportunity for us is on our choice to, okay, I'm going to spread the evil or I'm
Or-
going to do my part to help, because these
Right.
spirits are coming, they're more ignorant, they need help.
Right.
So it's an opportunity for them to help, to be helped. It's an opportunity for us to help as we can.
Yeah.
So let's choose to
Choose to help.
to help.
Yeah, exactly.
I
It's
like-
about our
Spreading,
stance. Yeah.
I like a sentence, I don't remember where I saw that, but like that makes sense to me. It's like the earth is evolving because of you or in spite of you.
Yeah.
So which side do you want to be?
Yeah.
Because it's going forward, like law of progress,
Yes,
it is.
yes.
Yeah.
So where do we spread it? Did you see what's going on there, here and there? And like it just gets ruminating in our
Yeah.
mind, or look at that, so many good examples all over. There are lots of good people, sometimes not doing anything super big that is in the media, but just raising their kids, just helping the animals, or helping. One time, not too long ago, I saw a story of a guy that his job was help people die. Not a doctor, nothing like that. He would get terminal children and he would like hug them until they die. And that's what he did. So there are so many individual heroes, I would say, that are doing a lot of good things.
So let's bring this now to ourselves.
Yeah, because I think we keep like trying to see good and bad and good and evil outside, right? But every day, in every single task you do, every interaction you do with another human, it's your choice to choose the good side of it. So I choose the lighter side of it. So my friend called me last week and she had moved with her family and she was mad at everyone. Because this one didn't know how to pick up the boxes. That one fucked up some stuff in the corner. And I'm like, okay. And she's mad and everyone's mad at each other. I'm like, oh, good. So as a moving company, everyone is fired. Nice. You good. Everything is okay. It happens, right? It's like, don't let the bad things that happen foment the evil inside you. Just accept that things happen and
And that's what I want to talk about, the power of our mind.
yeah.
The power of mind is the mirror of our life, right? The power that we have with our thoughts. That power can go both sides, right? So Rosandro uses kind of, and now if we're from Brazil, we're all talking about scientific process there with that doctor that discovered and then the thing, polyamina or that thing.
I don't even
And we're
know
talking,
what's
yeah. So we're talking about the placebo effect, right? And how when you're doing science, we need to always, we have a group when you're testing a drug. We have a group that receives a placebo and the group that receives the actual document, the medicine, the drug, right? So the same way works with us, right? If we are on the placebo side, when we're the people that they so believe that they're receiving the cure that they cure themselves, right? And we can do exactly the same. If we believe that it's possible for us to accomplish what needs to accomplish, and any one of us have our own stories and our own struggles, and has the invitation to believe, to practice the good, and that we are capable of doing that. But on the other side, I didn't know that, so we have the placebo effect, but what is the contrary of the placebo? They call nocebo, which is, if you believe something bad is going to happen, it will happen. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And there he actually talks about, say, oh, Mari, you don't look good. You might having something. Oh, am I having something? I should go to the doctor. And if you get into that energy can materialize. And the same way the good can help us to overcome something, if we go on the negative side, it will impact us on the negative side as well. Rosandro tells a very impactful story that he was saying that there was his friend, he was a doctor, and a lady came to his office, and he was examining that lady, and her uterus was dominated by cancer. And he was in shock, and he could not, he was a kind of a new doctor, and he could not give the news to that lady. So what he did, he said, come back tomorrow. Because in his mind, he said, I need to bring this case to a more experienced board of doctors just to make sure that I'm not getting this wrong. So he brought, and it was, that lady is like, it's unfortunate, but she won't survive that. So the lady come back, and she was like, hey, doctor, you're not being straightforward with me. Something is wrong, and you need to tell me. Because I am single, I have 4 kids, and my husband just cheated on me and he abandoned on me. So you gotta tell me what is required to do because I have to take care of this entire family. So the doctor was just about to give that news and he had to rethink. And it's like, oh, okay. So what he did, he prescribed pain medicine. He said, okay, here's the prescription. You're going to take this pain medicine because that woman needs to survive. for whatever period of time. You're gonna take this prescription, one in the morning and one in the evening. Okay, good. So he left. He completed his experience. He went to another place. 3-4 years later, he came back to the same place. He was talking to his friends in a market, and the lady appeared and said, "Hey, doctor." And he was like, "Oh my God, Spiritism exists. This lady is bad, and she's hunting me." But he was looking around, and everybody was saying, "Hi, yeah, it's good to see you. It's real. She hasn't died." And he was like, "What?
Better than ever.
How bad?" And he asked, because he knew the doctors in that town, and he asked the lady to come back because he could not believe. So the lady came to his office, and he was like, "What happened?" And she was like, "Yeah, doctor, I didn't have a chance to buy the medicine. I didn't have money. I could not afford the medicine. So I would pray. I would take pieces of your prescription in the morning, and I will pray in the morning. Take and eat the paper, and I will take another piece of paper in the afternoon, pray, and that's what I could do." So can you believe the power of that woman believing with the entire situation that she was in, with the family and everything, the power of the faith of this woman to do that. Didn't even take the pain medicine, and she was able to heal. So that, I think that when I first listened to that story, I even got emotional because it's so powerful, the power that we have with our own mind, and how that power can swing in both directions. We don't need to go that far. If with our own pains, the pains that I am going right now, the challenges that I'm going right now, how I can put the placebo effect in terms of I am capable of. But not only to think, yeah, Luis, you're capable of, but there are other actions that we do, right? Prayer. How am I talking to God? How am I talking to God and feeling that I deserve, that I am a son of God, and I deserve to learn with this experience, and I have the strength and the power to overcome that experience, to overcome whatever challenge that I have. And I like this kind of definition of hope from the Consoler book. Emmanuel asks, should hope and faith be interpreted as a single virtue? Aren't they very, faith and hope sometimes is very much intertwined. Even I was like, oh, is this faith? Is this hope? They are very much connected. And Emmanuel says, hope is the beloved daughter of faith. Both relate to one another as they reflect light of the planets relates to the central and positive light of the sun. Hope is like the moonlight formed from the bounds of belief. Faith is the divine clarity of certainty. I like that definition because what is most likely the time that hope will show for us is in our darkness time, right? We don't, when you're all happy, everything is going very well, everything is happening according to what we want. That's not where hope shines. Hope shines when it is a little bit dark. I'm going through some darkness, some challenges in my life, and we need that balm. Same as the moon provides that light during the night. And that gentle light really comforts and sustains my soul. And again, when we are in that period of darkness, it's so important that we are aware that we nurture this faith, right? This hope and faith. Because when we are supported by hope, our faith can really bring us that certainty, right? It's like, yeah, it is possible. And also, God is in control. And as I'm a son of God, created by love and for love, I am able and I will get through whatever moment that I'm going through. But when we're talking about that certainty, And then I was looking to another lecture, and there is one thing that comes our way. And I found this in this book. There's one barrier. There's one barrier of hope. There's one thing that gets in the way of hope. What do you think it is? Doubt. Exactly. I think when I saw this, it's like, yeah, that makes a lot of it makes a lot of sense. And I was reading this text from The Way, the Truth, and the Life, where Emmanuel says the unknown friend. This is a story where two apostles, after Jesus died, they were walking to the road to Emmaus. And they were like, man, it's like, what was up with that? Jesus died. It's like, what was the point? Right? It's like, we're all lost. And Emmanuel says that they were tormented with that grief, and doubt had pierced their souls, leaving them discouraged and faithless. And I found that was very profound for me, because when I'm in doubt, and I'm doubting about myself, I'm doubting about life, or I'm doubting about God, I'm kind of blind. I feel blind sometimes. Even I'm looking at a challenge and I'm blind. I'm not being able to see an inch after that challenge. And how doubt makes us paralyzed sometimes. And we cannot see any reason to move forward. Or not reason, but no path to move forward. So when we are in doubt, we are in this kind of turmoil. We could keep swinging around. It's important that we bring ourselves that awareness, and how can we really see what we're going through and believe. Start questioning, who am I? And stop questioning even who is God and why God is giving me that trial. Maybe it's like thinking that is unfair, because there is that learning or opportunity for me to explore that challenge, and I'm capable of doing that.
Luis, have you heard of the law of attraction?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it builds very much on that idea, is that what you put out there, and it goes back to your idea of the placebo and nocebo. And this is, by the way, like literally a real thing in science. So much so that, as Luis said, drug companies have to plan for it.
Yeah.
Because you can literally stop people from having the benefits of a drug that otherwise would seemingly work in the physical world,
Yep.
if they just don't believe it's going to work. So much so that it like drastically drops the effectiveness, as with the placebo
Yeah.
effect. But the law of attraction builds on that idea. And actually, even more, have you heard of the Pygmalion Golem effect?
What?
So that is the exact same, again, science, specifically positive psychology that has identified this, but science has established that this effect that you have on your own life even affects other people's lives. If you believe that somebody else is going to fail at something, that actually literally scientifically impacts the effect of how effective or successful they're going to be. Conversely, if you believe that they're going to succeed at something, even if they don't necessarily believe it themselves, that will impact them scientifically significantly as to how much it will impact them. And so it gets back to this idea of the power of the mind, and just how impactful it can be, and this law of attraction is building on that. Because it's what you put out there. And in a karmic sense, it also plays out. What you put out there, you're really bringing back into your life to a profound. So not just it's the world you live in. What world are you creating for yourself to live in?
Yeah.
And oftentimes people, and this idea of doubt gets there, oftentimes people, and I'll finish with this because I know you want to
That's
finish.
okay. No, that's, you have time.
Oftentimes this idea of doubt, people think, I want to be happy. And so they're hopeful about being happy, but they're spending all their time thinking about how they're miserable. Well, how can you be happy when all the time you're spending on thinking, I just don't want to be miserable? Well, you're really just thinking about how you're miserable. So what are you going to do but build more misery into your life when all you're thinking about is not being miserable, not actually being happy? And the law of attraction says you flip that. Stop thinking about the misery, just start thinking about the happiness, And maybe the misery will naturally just go away, right? But it gets back to this idea of, and it even goes back to that earlier conversation we were having about society. I used to believe that, you know, it was a chicken and an egg problem, but I don't think that at all anymore. Society is absolutely a reflection of us, individuals. The reason that society is built about so much calamity and suffering and misery is because we spend all our time thinking about that. So you want to change society, change the individual way that you think and the people around you, and society will naturally change and reflect a more positive outlook because of it, right? Anyways.
That reminded me when we talked about a while ago. If God is for us, who is against us?
Exactly.
Us.
Bumper sticker, right?
Yeah,
It's-
yeah.
it's God's
We
word.
exactly. We are kind of the biggest obstacle in the way is ourselves, right? And how even as we get into that doubt, we are blind. We can even see, like we talk about the divine mercy, and we're blind because doubting about the divine mercy, and the help is right there. Jesus never left us. We are the ones that take some steps away from it, right? But because we are in that blindness, so we need to take that blinders so we can see it, right? And when we are, if we're looking for that happiness, and sometimes we are looking for that happiness outside. Exactly. It's like, yeah, I cannot be happy because this world sucks.
Or I will be happy only
Once-
once it's in the future.
Exactly, yeah, yeah.
But I like what Attila was saying because it just brought to my mind lots of those TED Talks that are very inspiring, and the power of having someone else having hope for you, right?
Yes.
So so when you just don't believe in yourself, you find one trustworthy person or adult, and mostly talking about like teenagers and stuff, that they believe in you. That is very powerful transformation.
Yeah.
So when someone just projects on you, oh, he, she, they are useless, like nothing good will come out of that. So why really? What will you fight for? So we see lots of that. And there are several research, like in foster care, in school, mostly like in the U.S. when you have like bad schools and bad districts, that nobody thinks anything will flourish from that specific student, and so on and so forth. And once there is someone that comes and says, no, you can be more, you can do more things, like there is a lot of transformation, things happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But let's take a little bit of a. Do you think our hope just stays still? Yeah, I have this much of hope today. And then that's it. Luis was granted 10% of hope. And then I stay with 10% of hope. No.
That happens.
How does it grow?
It's how you feed yourself.
Hmm?
How you feed yourself.
How you feed yourself?
In the hard times.
The hard times. What does that do to us? What hard times do to us? Or what?
Resilience.
Resilience, yeah. Yeah, what else?
I think this talk brought me a lot to the pain talk that we had, that you grow in pain and how you embrace pain, and
Yeah.
the difference between pain and suffering.
Mm-hmm.
And it just came to my mind one of the phrases that I heard not long ago that says, you're blocking your blessings. That says exactly how you act and how this impacts your life.
So as we grow, let's say I had 1% patience with my kids. Now I have 2% patience with my kids.
You're blessed.
Yep, I'm blessed already, right?
You practiced it.
Yeah, I'm practicing it. So as I, oops, that's okay. As I grow in my moral evolution, I'm also uncovering a different meaning of happiness. And also, because I was 1%, now I'm 2%, I know that I evolved, I'm better. I know I had maybe less hope before, but now I have a little bit more because I did the work, right?
And now you know that you can have more.
And I
You
can
will
have
get
more. Exactly. So it's so simple, right? It's just, let's do it, guys. Yeah. But it's about this exercise, right? It's about this this effort and the intention that we put it. Because for every time that we transform also ourselves, does that the transformation brings us closer to whom as well?
God.
To God. Exactly. Those attributes is not something far there that we'll never reach. We will reach relatively, because we won't be gods, but we will reach relatively those attributes. But we need to kind of put that effort and kind of bringing that hope every transformation. Because if I wasn't able to forgive someone and now I'm able to forgive, my hope is even better, because I know, oh, situation X, I'm better prepared to forgive next time situation X happens again. So my hope is increased as well. So to end, do you spoil my end? So where are we placing our hope? There are several things that humans are doing. It's like sometimes I place my hope studying what is happening with geopolitics or what are the new trends, so I'm prepared. Does that is that
That's
a
survival.
solid? That's survival,
Yeah,
right?
That's more like, I
Yeah.
have to survive.
I have to survive that. And funny is, like, in my professional life, I'm dealing with this, and I'm getting, every time that I'm analyzing a trend or something, it's like, holy moly, it's like this is not going good. And then I said, oh, stop. And I literally said, mercy, God. Those are the two words. It seems child, but it's how I'm coping right now. God will not allow through His mercy for this to turn to the most negative way. Literally, every time that I see something, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm capable to do. And it's how I'm dealing with the external environment. In understanding that this is happening, yes, but it will not turn into the worst case because God is in control. That's what I'm doing just to keep my sanity in understanding what is happening with the world. But also, there is a lot of, as you were mentioned, as we are in a polarized world, right? There's politician A against politician B. Idea A against idea B. So what is our stance in feeding that polarization? Do we want to feed that? That's not the invitation. Can we do that? Yes, it's our choice, right? As the law of attraction, Emmanuel says, we are in a market of ideas. People are selling ideas to us left and right. It's up to us to decide which ideas are we buying.
Mm-hmm.
Which ideas are we putting in our basket for us to carry over for ourselves, and also how we are helping society with that. And I think the invitation as well, placing our hope where? If it's not in humans, is where do we place our hope? In God. Exactly. Represented by Jesus, which has showed us, there's a whole manual there. Not written, but in terms of example of what is an invitation for us to follow in terms of what should we do with our own lives and how we're facing this evolution that we're here to do. And also hope requires, there's some responsibility, right? Do you think like there is responsibility for each one of us to practice that hope? To your point, society is just a reflection of the conjunto, the combination of all of us. So we do have, each one of us, a responsibility to practice this and see where we're placing, what are we doing for ourselves, not allowing one event to take over my entire life, and also to not be connected and to not resell the ideas of polarization, the ideas of being all against each other, and that evil is dominating Earth. And thinking like, who am I? Who is Luis? Who is Luis is becoming? What is the things that Luis is trying to do to make it better? Because I have one role here on this earth, right? And I am part of this entire society. So that helps us, and as you mentioned, help us with society. Help us not only like big society, like Canadian or Calgary or what have you, but even within the four walls of our houses and our immediate relatives, the family, this big laboratory of life where we're all invited to relate and see how as a family we can get better with each other. And I like when Haroldo, he did a talk about hope as well. We talk about pain, right? And we know, is pain eternal or temporary? Temporary. This is hope. Hope that pain is temporary. What is eternal? God. But also us. And our progress. Are we gonna, even though I love to retire, we'll never retire, right? Jesus not retired. The spirits in the scale of evolution, they're not in the hammock. Oh yeah, I did it. I don't have more evil feelings. I'm not ignorant anymore. I have all the virtues and I'm here. Resting. No. Progress is eternal, right? And with all of that, love and mercy sustains us every step of our journey. So let us not forget that. Even though we have our challenges, we have our pains, it is temporary. We have the eternity. Even though I might take 14th Street today and I might screw up again, I have another opportunity. And as many opportunity that I'll need to overcome whatever obstacle I need to overcome. And all of that is packaged with love and mercy from God. So let us cultivate that and let us be aware of the responsibility that we have to promote hope within ourselves, within our families, and within our own society.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. And another, before I forget, I'm going to sound like a broken record, because chapter 2, item 5, Gospel according to Spiritism. And I think it's your example of the group in that place, cave. It's what the spirits invite us to change our point of view. It's changing that. They're not thinking, oh, what I'm going to do now. It's what I'm going to do even when I'm after this, right? It's not what I'm doing right now in this challenge, but what I'm going to be doing after I overcome that challenge.
It's having what you live for.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. And Spiritism bring this aspect that we don't die. This thing here, yeah, it dies, but our spirit doesn't. We will have many other opportunities to overcome what we need to overcome. The challenge is when we do that. It's part of the process. We made some mistakes. We just think about this life. And sometimes I got in doubt and I got blind and I have a hard time to think beyond this life. And that sometimes make me blind to love and to the divine mercy. So point of view, chapter 2, item 5 is a very important piece for us to build that hope within ourselves. Good? Thank you very much. Let us do our final prayer and then we go for classes. So with our thoughts, our minds, our heart, our feelings connected to God, to Jesus. Let us be thankful again for this opportunity to reflect again the importance of this virtue, this balm, this light that shines and illuminates our path, our journey in our moments of darkness. Let's be aware of it. Let's take the responsibility of building, strengthening that hope so we can continue with confidence, with faith, and most important, with certainty that God is in control and has everything that is required for us to overcome and achieve our objectives in this journey. Let's pray that hopefully we leave here today feeling a tiny bit, hopefully, with more hope than when we enter. That each one of us can take the reflections and see what is possible within the capabilities and the strengths of each other. Let's ask that God and Jesus, the spiritual team, continue blessing this house, continue blessing each one of us, so we can continue having a week of light, of love, of good, of charity, of compassion, and all the feelings that move us forward, and our minds can be grounded in the positive and the capabilities of the essential good we have within ourselves. So be it.